Hey everyone, so glad for you to all be back. If you're not subscribed already, please be sure to do so you can stay tuned on all my latest videos. So what this video is going to be today is I am going to be doing my basic daily makeup for you guys. And while I'm doing that, I'm going to be telling you a crazy story from my past, so buckle up and get ready. I just want to say today we also have a guest star. My lovely cat who is sleeping over here. So first thing is first, you always want to start out with your foundation. I know some people start out with their eye makeup first and then they do foundation. I don't know why. I think it's so weird to me. Like, foundation is always first. What I've got here is my Maybelline Concealer. Okay, so this story is gonna be about 5 years ago. It was gonna be back in around November, maybe 2017. I was only 20 years old at the time. I remember I went to a really good friend's house. We're going to change his name up for the story because one, not really close friends with him anymore, and two, just in case. So for the story, we'll call him Cade. So I went to Cade's house. He's got a really big house, like a mansion, and he's got a hot tub. And at this point in time, I'm living in Colorado, so it is cold out. It is like mid-November, is getting cold. So we love to get in the hot tub. Oh, I guess I should mention I am using Bare Minerals Pro. Sometimes I use a sponge, sometimes I use a brush. We are in the hot tub as we like to do, and what we like to do most in the hot tub is drink. Yes. Back then, that was a big part of my life. Nowadays, nada. It's nighttime, we are blaring music. I don't even know what at this point, but it was just really loud. And apparently one of the neighbors decides to call the police. Fun, right? So a police officer shows up, doesn't even knock on the front door, just strolls on through the backyard, which at this point I'm sure wasn't even legal because he just invited himself in on someone's private property. But also at this point we are really young and we don't really know any better. So he comes in and he obviously tells us to turn down the music, which we politely do. And then he starts to badger us about, you know, what are you guys doing? What is your name? And he starts to like write all this information down. And at this point we are pretty loaded. And I am thinking to myself like, oh my God, we're underage and we're drinking right now. I'm not about to get in trouble for this. Like, there's no way. So of course, he asks my friend his name. He gives him the appropriate name and date of birth, which, you know, he's obviously gonna find out, hey, you're not 21, you guys are drinking, the alcohol was out. Clearly, we seemed inebriated anyway. Of course, when he asks me my name, I give him a fake name. For some reason, at the time, I don't know why, but I give him the first name of my manager. I think she's just the first person that popped into my head. So I gave him the name Michelle. I fidged the date of birth a little bit. I obviously added a few years on the birth date so that I would seem old enough. Of course, we're sitting around waiting in the hot tub still while he goes back to his squad car. And I don't even know why at the time we are still in this hot tub. We were kind of both just like, what the hell is going on? At this point, he comes back. Obviously, my name doesn't come up in record. So he's telling me, oh boy. So he's obviously sitting here and telling me that you just gave me a fake name, I can arrest you for that, blah, blah, blah. And of course, I am freaking out even more. I'm like, oh my God, I'm gonna get arrested, one, for drinking underage, and now I'm gonna get arrested for giving a cop a fake name. And I think this is not happening. I'm not going down for this. So I calmly start to get out of the hot tub, kind of dry off a little bit. I immediately am trying to think, like, how am I gonna get out of this situation? I decide to just book it. I mean, just fucking run straight out of that side gate. I am running down the street. Let me remind you, it is nighttime. It's the middle of November, so it is cold, and I am in a wet bathing suit, and I am just running. Yeah, first time I've ever ran away from the cops. I'm freaking out because, you know, I don't really get in trouble with the law very often. So I'm not about to start now. I dive into a bush, like in some random person's front yard. Well, it was more like on the side of their house. But still, I am hiding behind this bush for what feels like eternity. I mean, it has to be at least 30 minutes long. I am like keeping up, making sure I'm like checking outside of the bush to see if I see the cop. He's walking down the street. He's got his flashlight. He's looking for me. Okay, I feel like I'm in a horror movie. I'm trying to breathe really lightly so that he doesn't hear me and that he doesn't see me. Thankfully, he doesn't. At this point, he goes back. And I am just in this bush for a really long time. And I think at this point, he has to be gone. So I walk back up to my friend's house. I go back in the backyard. What I can see is the cop is now inside the house. His dad is awake. We woke his dad up. At this point, it's probably like 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning. Okay, I'm like, oh shit, now I'm really in trouble. I can't be seen again. I climb up the stairs and then I'm hiding under the bed. All right, I've never done eyeliner on camera like this. Usually I have a mirror, so sorry if this is not that great. So Cade comes back into his room and he sees me hiding under the bed. Thankfully it was him first and not the dad or the officer. He's telling me like, oh, get up, hide under the covers. That's like so much better, right? Thankfully the cop leaves, but he leaves them both. Sorry, this probably is such an unflattering view. He leaves them both a card with his name and number on it, and it was like, if you find her, make sure you call me because I'm worried about her. Of course you are. Of course you just want to take me to jail for got nothing better to do with your night. That happens. And then his dad comes in the room and his dad is all worried and is like, oh my gosh, if you hear from her, like, you know, let me know, make sure she's okay. And then he can see me like peeking out of the covers and you could just tell the look of disappointment on this man's face. He says nothing, but his look has like 1,000 words to it. And he goes to bed and we're both just are like, oh my God, what the hell was that? Clearly the night did not go as planned, but it ended up being a really good story, I guess, right? I mean, first time running away from the cops and hiding, I got away with it. Even though I wasn't really doing anything bad. I mean, I guess besides the part of drinking underage, but you know, we're all young and dumb at some point. So this is the finished look. I know it's not a great representation of maybe what I would do it in front of a mirror because all I have is this tiny little camera lens. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure to like and comment and subscribe. Tell all your friends. Bye.